Authorities believe a domestic conflict may have led to the deadly, horrific shooting at this small Texas church.
The suspect's mother-in-law attended this church.
A law enforcement source tells CNN the gunman sent a text to his mother-in-law on Sunday morning before the shooting, but his mother-in-law was not inside the church at the time of the shooting.
We can't go into details about that domestic situation that is continuing to be vetted and thoroughly investigated.
Tonight, the details emerging about the killer, 26-year-old Devin Kelley, show a pattern of conflict and violence. Kelley served in the U.S. Air Force and was court-martialed in 2012 for assaulting his spouse and a child. He served a year in confinement. Then, in 2014, Kelley was discharged from the Air Force for bad conduct, and just this past summer, terminated from his security job. The former Air Force colonel who prosecuted Kelley described to Wolf Blitzer Kelley's attacks on his wife and stepson.
During this time, he would often be physically violent with his son, include violently shaking him. As a result of that, his stepson had suffered fractures, had a subdural hematoma.
Questions now as to how he was able to purchase weapons.
All the facts that we seem to know, he was not supposed to have access to a gun, so how did this happen?
Kelley had 3 guns in his possession Sunday morning. According to police, Kelley legally purchased the Ruger attack rifle he used in the shooting. When filling out the paperwork for his background check, Kelley did not disclose any disqualifying criminal history. Kelley, wielding that attack rifle and dressed in black tactical gear and a black mask with a white skull imprint, barged into the church and gunned down more than 24 parishioners during the Sunday service. As he fled, a nearby resident, also in possession of an AR-15 style weapon, exchanged gunfire with Kelley.
They engaged in gunfire here at the church. We know that the suspect was shot when he dropped his assault rifle, jumped in his Ford Expedition and fled the scene.
That's when Johnny Langendorf pulled up in his truck.
The gentleman with the rifle came across the street, opened my door and said he just shot up the church and we got to chase him, and I said, let's go.
Together in Langendorf's truck, they chased for more than 10 miles. Police say that during the chase, Kelley called his own father, saying he didn't think he'd make it. When police arrived on the scene, they found Kelley in his vehicle, dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot. Nearly 50 residents of the small community of Sutherland Springs are dead or wounded. The victims ranging in age from 17 months to 77 years, including 8 members of the Holcomb family. The pastor, seen here during a previous church service, was out of town at the time of the shooting, as was his wife. Their daughter was one of the victims.
As much tragedy as that entails for our family, we don't want to overshadow the other lives lost yesterday. We lost more than Belle yesterday. And one thing that gives me a sliver of encouragement is the fact that Belle was surrounded yesterday by her church family that she loved fiercely. We ate together, we laughed together, we cried together, and we worshiped together. Now most of our church family is gone.